What's going on, everybody? All fellow humans and resellers. It is I and Cuddles. AdoptionAgency.com. 20 plus years selling on eBay. Adrian did some pulling for me. We got Miss Courtney in attendance before Vern. Shocking. It's funny, huh? She was barking out in the yard. And I heard this, what I thought was like a quail, a bird, like, and I'm like, oh, did she get a hold of a bird? That was my first thought, and there's a hurt bird in the yard. So she continued barking, and then it happened again. It's actually coming from her. What's up? So when she was barking, she had this quail sound also coming out. I don't know if it's coming out of her nose or something. But I'm like, what the heck? So it cracked me up. Anyway, and Mr. Vern here. I apologize for no morning video. I kind of, I just wasn't in a good, just been in a down mood. And I recorded a bunch and I'm like, you know what? Nobody wants to watch this boring stuff. And I just said, forget it. So I've just been in one of those weird moods. But sales have been pretty steady. Pretty steady today. So no complaints on this end. I had to stop this morning because my stamps.com went down, so I couldn't ship anything that sold after 2 a.m. So for today. So this is actually from today. So one at 8, several at 9, several at 10, many at 10, several at 11, 12, 1, only 2 at 1, but several at 3, only 1 at 2, and 1 at 3. And then 4 was pretty good. And we're at 538 now. We've got 1 at 5. So can't complain. It's been pretty steady. So happy about that. Yesterday turned out decent. 65 sold total. We got 2.5 million impressions. Today I'm already getting ready to hit 2 million impressions, and we're only at 5:30 Central Time. So that's pretty good. I could get close to 3 million impressions today, it's looking like. So that's going to be a shocker right there, to be honest with you. Organics are still a little low. I mean, but that is the normal percentage that it usually hangs out at. So it's not off. It looks like I'm doing more for some reason, but I can't complain. Already at 38 at 5:30. I mean, compared to some of these low days, that day total was 34. So I'm curious to see, I guess, if we're going to hit 55 again. It's been like a common number, right in the mid 50s. If we're going to get over that, hopefully we should get over it if it keeps going. So we're going to get into this and get this stuff shipped out. I got an hour before the Blues game starts, so time to get going. Trying a new one of these sparkling waters, sparkling ice water. Black raspberry. I don't eat raspberries, but I like this better than the black cherry. And I like cherries over raspberries. But in here, this raspberry tastes good. 0 sugar with vitamins and antioxidants. All right. To work, James. Get to work. All right. The slap heard around the world got me a Will Smith sale, so I guess that's good. Big Willie style on cassette sold for $7 going to Boise, Idaho. All right. Somebody by the name of Murray bought this Murray State Racers hat, sold for $7.50 going to Roseville, Georgia. A split second cassette sold for $8. Ooh, I recognize that. Yes. There was a record store called CD Reunion in town. If you're from St. Louis, you know. And I went in one time and they had all these cassettes in these boxes right up by the register. And I told them what they want for all the boxes of cassettes, and I think I paid like $100 and got like 2 boxes of cassettes, a whole bunch of different artists. And I ended up finding one cassette in that lot that or in those boxes I sold for $90 by itself. So I pretty much got my money back with one cassette. It was like a glam metal band that was never made it big, an indie band, like I always preach about indie metal bands and indie rap artists, called In the Pink. I don't remember album title, but I don't think I got to burn that before I sold it to transfer it over to digital. But In the Pink. But and I'm guessing this looks like the same sticker from that buy. So $8 going to Fort Myers, Florida. I figured these wouldn't last long because I think they just redropped these and they sold out. So so this pair sold for $25 going to Houston, Texas. All right, Tarleton general contractor hat sold for $9.50. Staying in the area going to Kirkwood, Missouri. All right, Bach Gases hat, corduroy hat, going up to Canada, sold for $6. All right, Chicago White Sox hat sold for $10, headed up to Chicago. All right, Best of Rock 1977 A-Track sold for $8, going to Norris, South Dakota. Bonanza DVD Seal. This is one of the shows my dad would always watch. Sold for $5, headed to Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. All right, Excite Truck for the Wii. I wonder if this was the same people that made Excite Bike back in the day. I loved that game on the NES system. Sold for $10, headed up to Canada. All right, Hawaii Designs Fanny Pack. Sold for $10.50, headed down to Austin, Texas. All right, Godspell CD sold for $4, headed to Linwood, New Jersey. All right, Jeff Carson, Yeah Buddy, CD promo, going to Lebanon, Tennessee. I drove past there or through there or whatever many times in my life, and sold for $10. I remember at least seeing the sign, probably passing the road sign. All right, classical cassette sold for $6.80, going to Willowick, Ohio. All right, headed up to Canada, sold for $9. The songs of Leonard Cohen, cassette sealed. And that was from the Country Music USA place when I would buy them in lots of like 6 or 8 packaged together. Did I say where it's going? Oh, going up to Canada. Yeah, I already said that. Anyway, going up to Canada. All right, classic Linda Ronstadt. This was a honey hole pickup not too long ago, and I paid $1 for it and sold for $18, going to Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts. And Jerry Rafferty vinyl sold for $5 and going to Mars, Pennsylvania. And that is the sticker of the first record store I ever bought out in Greenville, Illinois. Unique Audio and Video, it was called. And when they were closing their doors, like around 2002, right after 2003, maybe somewhere in there, right after I started the eBay business, Jan found the ad in the newspaper and rented a U-Haul truck, went up there and bought the whole business for $15,000. Loaded up the U-Haul and drove it all back. All right, 3 Dog Night Golden Biscuits vinyl sold for $5, heading to Carlton, Georgia. Spyro Gyra, little 7-inch promo, white label, sold for $5, going to South Carolina. The Osmonds, 45, headed to Manchester, Connecticut, and sold for $5. Bonnie Raitt, 45, something to talk about. $7 sold, going to Catskill, New York. All right, Sade, the best of. Just picked this up at the Honey Hole the other day for 50 cents. Listed it, I think, yesterday or the day before, and it sold for $10. Headed to Brooklyn, New York. Got a promo cassette single here from Three Crosses, which apparently I would guess, taking a wild guess here, saying it's religious music. I was looking for a song title to back my statement up, but anyway, Sign of the Times is the song on there, and it sold for $16, going to Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So I got this. This is Micro Machines. Nothing rare. I was hoping I had a rare car, but some track from the Corvette Raceway, and that's the Corvette right here. It's also got a little motorcycle. There's the paper from it. But this was, I got it at the Honey Hole. It was in another bigger bag with other little small toys in it. I paid like $2 or $3 for the whole bag of different toys. And this by itself sold for $8. And it's headed over to Indianapolis, Indiana. You see, like that Micro Machines, you see, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. I'm going thrifting when I don't have to, and I'm doing it for you. Not me. You. I'm placing the blame on you. Just so I can have a different variety of stuff and not just the same old hats and media. So see, you got a little Micro Machine in there. You had a little tennis shoe. I wish more of my oddball stuff. I've been finding, a lot of different style stuff that I've been listing, but it's not moving as fast as it used to. So, and that could be obviously the sign of the times right now with all the stuff's going on. But this piece right here, Jen found it when we were at, I think the Benz maybe? So I've got little to nothing into it. But it's a vintage DC United Soccer Adidas jersey shirt, but it has that cool, like, embossed, or whatever you call that. Got the logo in there. Very cool. Sold for $20. Headed to Alexandria, Virginia. So, very nice piece. So, yeah, if I got this at the Benz, which I think I did, I probably got like 40 cents into it. If we found it at a store, I would think I probably had $1 to $4 into it. But I'm pretty sure it's a Benz, but I'm not 100%. But $20, either way it goes, I made money. So, good to go. All right, Victor Wainwright and the Wild Roots light up. Wainwright reminds me of today. I saw Wainwright took a picture for the Cardinals. Like, I'm not big into the Cardinals, but of course, being in St. Louis, you always know about the Cardinals. Wainwright and Molina, probably going to be their last year playing, and they brought Pujols back, which will probably be his final year so he could retire as a Cardinal. I thought that was pretty cool. My dad always watched every game of the Cardinals from as long as I can remember. And I would always, for the last 5 years, go in and remind him it was on or it was coming on. So he would have probably enjoyed seeing Pujols back. So I wish he could have seen that. I think that's maybe my problem the last few days. I'm still having, I don't know, maybe it's just the last bit of it. My dad's been gone 3 months now, and it's gotten easier, obviously, but here in the past week, man, it's just been rough for me. So hopefully it's just like the last hurdle to get past it. Obviously you never get over it, but hopefully it's just the last hurdle. Like, I keep little things are just popping up and different things like that. So getting it out of my system, I guess. I don't hold nothing back no matter what I'm feeling. So just get it out and keep chugging along. But anyway, this is going to England, if I didn't say that already, and sold for $21. Speaking of, this hat sold for $10, going to Australia. We got an Anna and Ava striped patriotic feeling hat. Sold for $9. Oh, here's a good one. Going to Half Moon Bay, California. Half Moon Bay. I like that. I don't know if putting my stuff on sale from, instead of putting it at like, 10 and 15, jumping it up to 30% is what's really helping this stuff move. Obviously I'm making, putting less in my pocket, but I'm, seems like, the sales are picking up, so I'm moving more product. So all I got to do is keep an eye on what I'm spending on postage every day, my daily average, and what's going into the bank, and see, as long as I make $250 profit a day, everything's paid for. My payroll, all the bills, all that good stuff. So anything over the 250 goes, for product and all that stuff. And so far, even with all the money I've spent thus far this month on going over to the honey hole and hitting the bins a few times, as of today, I'm only 344 in the negative for the month. And we still got, a few days left? 2 or 3? Let me see. So we still got 3 days left of money. So if I don't shop for the next 3 days, I'll be in the positive easily. So that's good to know. So even with spending like I've been, and with the low, crappy sales, I'm still going to, squeak out a profit. So when you don't have any bills and stuff, investing the money back into the business is, at least you don't have to pay taxes on it. A lot of people I know used to slam, say like Trump or whatever, when the whole tax thing came out, and people are slamming like Amazon now for not paying taxes. And that's what happens when you own a business. If you take your money and reinvest it into the business, reinvest it into you and, growing your business, you don't have to pay taxes on it. And that's one of the benefits of running a business. So breaking even or right near even's not a bad thing. As long as all your bills are paid and, you've got you're sitting comfortably, especially right now during these times. Most places are probably going to start struggling. But even though saying that, we went to Texas Roadhouse yesterday, as I said on last night's video, and that place was overpacked. There was a line out the door, and that's a big building, and every table was just packed to the gills. So if there's a sign of a recession here or coming, it was not shown last night at Texas Roadhouse on a Sunday night. So it wasn't a Saturday night or Friday night. It was a Sunday night at Texas Roadhouse, and it was packed. So I have a hard time believing that we're really going into a major recession, but maybe it just really hasn't hit, everybody yet, because, a lot of people did pretty well over the COVID, making money and what have you. So especially with all the money that was given out, people spent more. So maybe it's not going to be as hard to hit as long as it doesn't go on for a long period of time. I don't know, that's just my unprofessional opinion, just from my 51 years of dealing with life on this earth opinion. But anyway, we got the North Dakota State Bison, so North Dakota State University hat, sold for $10, headed to Milwaukee. Alrighty, we got the Hawaii trucker hat. Sold for $7, going to Jacksonville, North Carolina. Alright, I got 7 minutes left, and I got 9 items. So let me just go through this. So I won't tell you where they're going because I'm not on that page. I'm just on eBay going to pull these items real quick. But this St. Louis Cardinals hat sold for $10. And then we've got this Youth Gap hat right there. Gap. Sold for $10 also. And then I just saw, where is it at? Doom. Shelf 44. So that's one of these here. And those PC games that I put up that didn't have inserts, and I sold, I think, all those Dreamcast ones. I think, there's basketball left and incoming. Those two were overproduced, so those will probably be there for a while. Same with Arrow Wings and the bass fishing. Those have been there those were overproduced and not very, not much demand. So we got Doom here. Love Doom. God, I haven't played Doom in forever. I need to play some Doom. Love me some Doom. Can I say Doom one more time? I love saying Doom. Doom. Just saying that word. Okay, shut up, James. This sold for $20. So there we go there. Shelf 38. Lionel Cartwright, Chasing the Sun. Shelf 38. I won't take you down there. I'll go look. Haven't given you any puppy love. Puppy love. And I did last night, like I was dreaming it or something, and then was woke up. So I remember, you remember your dreams when you're awaken right after the dream or during the dream, you kind of remember it. So I had a puppet dream last night. Yeah, I know, pretty weird, right? But I've got puppets galore in storage because anytime I found a puppet, I grabbed it. And I came up with, in my dreams, one of the puppets and his voice and everything and how he was character-wise. So that's going to come as soon as I find him. And I've got about 5 of them that look the same. So as soon as I find any one of them, she's going to have a coworker. And his name, spoiler, is going to be Princess. Yes, Princess. And it kind of based the idea off of the Johnny Cash song, My Name is Sue. So I kind of played in my mind while I was dreaming that that's how the character was named after. So there's a little teaser when I find this puppet. His name is Princess. And he talks like this. My name is Princess. You got a problem with that? And so I got to find that puppet. So just a fair warning. So if that makes you unsubscribe, I truly understand, but I like to be goofy every once in a while. So this is probably only a $5 CD. Let me scan. Yes, $5 there. I sold a mixed lot of 20 random hats for $15. So I got to get that together. And then 1201 200. 1201 200. A lot of 20 cassettes sold for $18. And I'll get that one later because it's in there on the LP shelf bottom row, but it's the video discs because I got to get on the floor and move some boxes to find this, which is a pain in the butt. So I'll just give it to you now. One of those video discs that I don't recommend you ever buy them, but if somebody gives them away, might as well take them because they're very slow moving and they don't sell for much. And that one sold for $4. And there's a couple of other little hats, but I'll just save them for another video. But so that's it for this evening. I'm gonna go watch the Blues game and probably take the rest of the evening off unless I have some huge sales, and I'll come down and maybe do some pulling and then do a video on those pullings in the morning to add to the morning video. So I appreciate everybody, and like I said, I do apologize for the no video this morning. Just in a weird mood and talked myself out of uploading it. So I'm just trying to get out of that headspace. Stop being weird. Trying to enjoy the puppy love. They had a nice day barking outdoors. Like I said, with her little quail noise. That just cracked me up. I got to figure out why she's all of a sudden making that noise. And I cut her back on food. She was getting 1 cup twice a day. So now she's getting about 1/2 to 3/4 twice a day. And if she has a very active day, when they're out, say they're out running a lot in the backyard, I can keep an eye from my office window. Then in the evening, I'll give her a half more. But I think she needs to lose a little weight, especially since she's getting older and she's having, she's always had the back issues. But I don't want her to struggle too much. During the morning, she's fine going up steps. She just trots up them. But if she's been playing a lot, she has a harder time getting up the steps and stuff. So I want to get a little weight off of her this summer. So as long as she stays a little bit active and I cut back the food, it should be fine. Him, I'm not sure if I need to cut him back much anymore, or right now. He seems to be staying at a steady weight, so I think he's going to be good. But I love these creatures. I loved all my dogs over the years. But look at them, it's just so cute. I'm a cat person too, but we can't have cats because Adrian is, oh, do you hear that? Cat? Adrian's totally allergic to cats. But you want to hear my cat story? I had a cat. She lived to be like 21 years old. And when I lived in the city on Juniata, this was about 1993, 92. I would walk back to my old neighborhood because my friends still lived there. So I walked back over to my old neighborhood, hung out with friends, and we would stay up all night doing whatever around wherever. So I was walking home, and I was getting back to my home about 6 o'clock in the morning. And 2 blocks down and a block over from where I lived in apartments, this house, there was a little kitten sitting there. I stopped and petted the little kitten and walked on. Well, it started following me. I'm like, go home, and it followed me literally all the way home to my house, into my backyard, and I went down the stairs into the basement because I stayed in the basement while my parents stayed on the first floor. But so I got home at 6. I got up at 10, went outside, and she was still in the backyard sitting there. I go, okay, I'm keeping her. And my mom never believed me that she followed me home. My mom thought I carried her home or something, but I'm like, why would I lie? She literally followed me home as a kitten. And she lasted to be 21 years old. Obviously, when I met Jan and we moved in together, I couldn't bring her. So she stayed with my mom and dad. And every time I'd go visit over there, as soon as I sat down anywhere, she was right up in my lap. Or if I laid down on the bed and relaxed, she would be jumping on my chest, and because she always slept on my chest. But yeah, her name was Miss Kitty. So anyway, that's my kitty cat story. So I love all animals. So all right, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next video. So thanks for all the love and support, and I am out. Blues.